The Addams Family is finally back in theaters, and this time in animated form. With so many gags, references, and small moments, there was a lot to miss in the film.
There's usually a murderous clown attached to the other end of these.
But no worries. We're here to dig up every grave, follow all of Wednesday's crossbow shots, and give you all the details you missed in the Addams Family animated movie. See how the film connects to several classics, including Titanic, E.T., and Tim Burton's Frankenweenie. Giving us a little bit of an origin story, the Addams Family opens up with the wedding of Gomez and Morticia. As Morticia prepares for the wedding by brushing the ashes of her family on her face, one of the small moments connects directly with the live-action Addams Family movies. We see Morticia use tools to tighten up the girdle around her waist as tight as she can. The tight girdle is a reference to the one Angelica Houston wore for both Addams Family movies. She claimed the girdle was so tight she could not sit and had a sick stomach by the end of each filming day. It was the miserable dedication she was willing to take on for the iconic role.
Seek out the dark forces and join their hellish crusade.
Thankfully, this version was animated, so Charlize Theron didn't have to go through the same painful process. After going through their wedded bliss and getting run out of town by a mob of angry citizens, Morticia and Gomez head to New Jersey to avoid the public. The location wasn't just picked to make fun of the state. New Jersey is actually the home state of Addams Family creator Charles Addams. This isn't the only reference to the original creator either. As we pan up to the car, we see the license plate CHAS 1938. The plate refers to Charles and the year the Addams Family comic panel first appeared in The New Yorker, which was 1938. The film drew a lot of inspiration from those early drawings, especially when it came to designing and modeling characters like Gomez, Wednesday, and Fester. It feels like every animated TV show and movie has to have some form of a Matrix parody in it. And the Addams Family is no different, despite being such a different type of family. In the movie, we get not one, but two different Matrix parodies, each one involving Pugsley. In the first, we see Pugsley attempt to attack his father with a rocket and a series of grenades. When Pugsley flies low, the action suddenly turns to slow motion as Gomez bends backwards and does the infamous Keanu Reeves bullet time maneuver. During the climax of the film, we get another slow motion scene where Pugsley throws a bomb at one of the giant cannons launched into the Addams Family home. From Shrek all the way up to the Addams Family, animated movies just cannot get enough of the Matrix. In the two live-action Addams Family movies, one of the more unique visuals featured the lighting on Morticia's face.
My darling, is it torture?
Oui.
There was almost always a gleaming light shining directly across her eyes to create a dramatic effect and show just how powerful Morticia was in the family. While the animated film did not use the same style, they saved the iconic moment for the end of the film. When Margot Needler tries to step up and confront Morticia, we get a close-up of her fiery glare, and then the lighting cue kicks in at just the right moment. Saving the lighting trick for the final scene was a great touch and an ideal way to have Morticia really shine as she defends her family with just her powerful words. Margot Needler is a TV host who takes on the big project of creating a whole neighborhood. As we get introduced to the character, we watch her host her own home improvement show. Well, for those of you who love having HGTV on in the background all the time, you probably noticed a lot of references to the hit TV show Fixer Upper. Margot channeled both Chip and Joanna Gaines all into one package. We got a reference to their shiplap obsession, and the way she looks at a location she's remodeling was very similar to how the husband and wife duo do the same thing. Margot even has the huge reveals, which Fixer Upper has been known to do with their giant photos of the home before the remodel. The only difference? We all know Chip and Jo do not have the same evil intentions as Margot. There's nothing like a great sibling rivalry, and the extreme measures from Pugsly and Wednesday really kick things up a notch. There's a moment in the Addams Family where Wednesday has actually dug an open grave for Pugsley and knocks him inside with one swing of her shovel. In a quick flash and possible jump scare for the younger ones, Pugsley's arm shoots out of the dirt and up into the sky. Fans of Addams Family values will remember that the same thing happened in the final moments of the film when Joel was visiting Debbie's grave. The moment is actually a callback to the horror movie Carrie and the iconic final scene. Funnily enough, Wednesday's voice actress Chloe Grace Moretz actually starred in the 2013 remake of Carrie, making this connection truly run full circle. We've all seen Lurch play the piano before, but who knew the big guy had such a big library of songs he could tickle the ivories with? Once the fog drifts away and exposes the Addams Family mansion, they decide to embark on the newly built neighborhood. As the family heads out, Lurch plays Welcome to the Neighborhood, the theme song from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And for another funny song moment, listen to when Fester plays with a boat in a bath, as we can hear him briefly sing "My Heart Will Go On" before Pugsley blows the floor out from underneath him in a family game of Battleship. When Wednesday decides to try her luck at regular school, you know things are going to take a turn for the weird. And it just so happens that her first day of school is the same day that the science class is dissecting frogs. Well, in typical Wednesday fashion, she turns the project into her own special experiment, reanimating all the frogs in the classroom. The whole setup for the frog, the poses, the lighting, and some of the quotes are taken directly from the classic Frankenstein monster movie.
It's alive!
Also, the frogs coming back to life and being rescued in the science lab is a nice little tribute to Elliot's scene in E.T. where he does the same thing. Wednesday may be dark and violent, but she's also a pretty good animal advocate. During the film, we see Pugsley numerous times in his bedroom, a room filled with all types of weapons. If you get a glimpse of the walls, you'll be able to spot random road signs attached to them. While Pugsley never left the Addams Family estate in the movie, the signs are a callback to the previous live-action movies. One of Pugsley's trademark devious moves is removing road signs that could pose a lot of danger. The callback was a nice touch, and fitted nicely with the character's bedroom design. Thing was a pretty minor character in the new Addams Family, but it's still always fun seeing the hand run around. There were some big differences with the hand this time around though. The wrist with no body attached to it actually features a digital eye to represent how the hand can see and make his way around. The other detail you may have missed is actually what hand Thing actually is. Despite being right-handed for the movies and a majority of the original television show, Thing is actually left-handed for the feature-length movie. There's no rhyme or reason to the change, but it's a fun touch and something to keep an eye out for while watching the movie. The Addams Family already has a pretty full house in the movie, but they also managed to squeeze in a few pets as well. Along with Kitty the Lion, we get to see multiple scenes with Wednesday's octopus. In the live-action movies, Wednesday did not have an actual octopus for a pet, but she did have an octopus drawing on the footboard of her bed. The name of the pet is Socrates in the movie, which is a play on Aristotle, the name of Pugsley's pet octopus from the original series. The pet may also be inspired by Ocho, the family's pet octopus from the short-lived 1973 Addams Family animated series, which aired on NBC for only 16 episodes. In the scene after Fester gets blown out of the bathroom, we see him embrace his brother Gomez and offer encouragement over Pugsley's training. The scene showcases Fester with a light bulb in his mouth, which is a callback to both the movies and original TV series.
Buffet.
Oddly, the moment we're focused on here is when Fester turns around and we see that his back has a huge misspelled "no regrets" tattoo. The pun and misspelled tattoo is a classic meme and was even a joke featured in an old Milky Way commercial. During the movie, Morticia has tea and a seance just outside of the Addams Family mansion. In the scene, she connects with her past parents, simply known as Grandpa and Grandma Frump. The characters only appeared in the one scene, but they were voiced by Catherine O'Hara and Martin Short. The duo also voiced an animated couple before when they played both Mr. and Mrs. Frankenstein in Tim Burton's stop-motion film Frankenweenie.
Sparky's alive! Sparky?
For Catherine O'Hara, she's pretty much a veteran to the dark and gothic-inspired animation game. Along with the Addams Family and Frankenweenie, she voices Madame Carlotta in The Monster of Paris, the mom in Monster House, and Sally in A Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a pretty impressive resume of animated characters. The character's role was pretty limited, but it was still great to see Grandma back in the Addams Family. The character was voiced by Bette Midler. Bette's done some voice acting in the past, but her role as the Grandma has her returning to true form as a witch. The Grandma has the look of a witch, loves casting spells, and definitely represents that aspect of the Addams Family. And of course, one of Midler's best-known roles is for the annual iconic hit Hocus Pocus. She played the role of Winnie Sanderson, one of the three Sanderson sisters. The movie airs dozens of times every Halloween, and while we would love to see some sort of Hocus Pocus sequel or remake, we'll have to settle for Bette voicing the witchy grandma in the Addams Family. The Addams Family drew a lot from the original sources, but if you want to see some shot-for-shot recreations, then stick around right as the movie ends. Not only do we get to hear the whole original TV show theme song, but the whole live-action opening sequence was recreated with the animated characters. This includes Morticia clipping the roses, Kitty wandering down the hall, and the classic family pose, no smiles allowed. The only difference was the scenes in the movie were all in color instead of black and white like the show. We even got to see a shot of the Venus flytrap as shown in the original series. The ending was perfect for the animated film, as the designs and style were inspired by the earliest Addams Family creations. Now let's all snap our fingers and marvel at the little details featured in the Addams Family animated film. Which moment was your favorite? Well, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Screen Rant for more great content. It's the Addams Family!